Juliette, welcome to the show. It is a pleasure. It's amazing to have you here. How are you today?
Thank you. I am doing really well. How are you?
Doing fantastic. I mean, let's continue this epic evening with someone as epic as you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's begin here. Let's start the interview. Let's go back in time and tell me how your music career started.
Cool. My music career started, well, technically, I grew up playing musical instruments. So I started, my mom put me in violin lessons when I was like 4, I think. And then piano like pretty shortly after that. So I grew up doing that for a while until like high school. I actually quit in high school, which was so dumb, but I was, going through it. So I quit and I was in dance lessons also at that time. So I kind of went more into dance. And I moved to LA at 18 to pursue dance technically, but I always knew like music was still there in the back of my mind. Like I knew I wanted to be a singer, but I just didn't really know how, but I knew that I knew how to pursue a dance career. So I went for that first. But basically as soon as I got to LA, I even though I was doing the dance thing, I still bought a guitar and I started writing songs sort of like in the background of my life. So throughout my, I've been in LA for like 14 years now. So throughout that whole like journey of being a choreographer and dancer and all that, I've still been doing music, but I didn't actually feel confident enough to start really pursuing it and being a songwriter and an artist and all that until maybe like, I think it was 2015. I decided I had been doing open mics like secretly, and I decided to do one at this restaurant that I hadn't been to before. And the guy there asked me if I would ever want to play a live show at the venue. And I was like, oh my God, someone wants me to play a show. And that was sort of like the beginning of me thinking that I could do it. Because from there, I started to really think about songwriting and all of that. So I guess that was the beginning. And then from there, I started making music in my bedroom and I released some songs that were like really homemade sounding. And then I ended up deleting those because I found a producer that could kind of take me to the next level in 2018. And so I released my first single with him. And from there, that seemed to kind of like the beginning of me feeling like a professional songwriter and artist with that single, which is called Lighthouse, and it came out in 2019. Anyway, and then from there, I worked with him a lot. He taught me everything, and now I produce all my own music. So it's been a journey, but I guess that's how it started and how I got to where I'm at now. Just a lot of work alone in a room.
yeah, I bet. But yeah, I love it. It's pretty cool. It's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Now,
cool.
Tell me how can I ask? Yeah, okay. So what inspires you? Like what usually moves you to be like, I want to make a song? Like what triggers it?
That's such a good question. Okay, I definitely feel like I have to write from personal experience. I feel like I don't ever have the desire to write a song until I've written down an idea or something that happened, like a line. It usually starts with a line because I feel like lyrics are the thing that I focus on the most, or like I think of myself as a writer more than a singer or a producer or any of that other stuff. So it always starts with some kind of line or a journal entry of notes of something that happened to me, usually heartbreak. I feel like heartbreak is the biggest inspiration for me as a songwriter. But yeah, it will either be like a specific sound that I heard as a sample that gets me going, but usually I won't even want to look for that unless I have a lyric already or an idea of something, some kind of metaphor about pain. Usually always about pain. I don't really ever write about being happy or like in love because that doesn't happen to me very often. I have one song out that's like a wedding song and it was for my friends.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually doing really well on YouTube, weirdly, but people like love songs, But yeah, I love writing about like personal experience, which is a lot of heartbreak. I've been through a lot of failed relationships. And also like I get inspired by my own kind of mental state, like mental health, like depression and anxiety and all that stuff. I feel like I go through a lot of that, and it's good to write about it because it helps. It's like therapeutic, but I also just feel like it's inspiring in a weird way. So yeah.
No, I mean, I love it. I do love it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty cool because, I mean, you are letting go. I mean, not like letting go, but you're like facing something that either hurts you or makes you feel something, you know. And I think that's pretty awesome because sometimes, whenever we feel depressed or something like that, sometimes we tend to hide it, you know, or we just tended to
Yeah.
make it, or we tended just to leave it there, you know, like we will leave all the depression around without doing nothing, and we let those thoughts to easily consume us and things like that. So the fact that you're like taking action to it, that's pretty cool, and transforming that into something different, you know, into art basically, which is music. I find that pretty impressive, pretty cool.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I feel like I have to. Like a lot of us as artists, if we keep it in, we're gonna go even more crazy. So it helps to release it. But then also for me, the thing that is always there for me when I'm going through it is music, other people's music, artists that like keep me going.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I want to do that for other people in the same way. You know, like I can put a song on and I instantly feel like, and they understand what I'm feeling or something like that.
Yeah.
So if I can do the same, then that's my goal.
Absolutely. You know? And like, what kind of artist did you inspire to start to create like your own sound? Like what artists inspired you? Or
what artists inspired me?
Or like what you took from certain artists and trying to transform it into your own thing, let's say.
Yeah. Do you want? Oh, sorry, my low battery thing just came on. Can you? Are we still there? We're good. Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
What artists inspire me? I feel like so many. I'm inspired by so many different genres and different artists, and some of them might not even actually be like something that you can hear in my sound, but they still inspire me in their way. For sure, like Halsey is a big one for me because I feel like she's it's pop, but it's like different pop, and she just says what she needs to say. She's amazing. I love her so much. Taylor Swift is a big one too. I've been a fan of hers forever. She is a huge inspiration. Bon Iver for sure is a big one. I've always loved them. Kevin Garrett is my favorite artist of all time, I would say, because his music is just like brilliant. I love because I feel like he writes in a very interesting way, and it keeps you listening, and like you want to listen again to kind of understand what he's saying. And I feel like that's what I'm trying to do with lyrics. So he inspires me in that way for sure. And then I feel like just mainly for me, if an artist inspires me, it's because of their lyrics. That's like the thing that I am the most obsessed with. Like also K-Flay, she to me is a big one because like the way she raps and her writing is so dope. The list could go on forever. I just have so many artists that I love. I think those are probably the main ones. Oh, Dermot Kennedy for sure, big one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty
he's
cool.
So yeah.
The fact that you mentioned Taylor Swift, that's cool because I love her.
Oh my god, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah, I'll be definitely singing her songs every now and then. I mean, that's my jam, so yeah.
Yeah, me too. Oh, I've heard every single song, every album, every video. Like I feel like I grew up with her, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
She's incredible. We're the same. We were born in the same year, so I feel like I kind of grew up as she grew up, or whatever.
I love it. Now, tell me, like, let's say, like, if you could describe your whole music career so far on a song, how would you name that song?
Ooh, do you mean like if I could write a song about my career, and what would the title be? Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
About my life or my career? Just the career part?
That being said, both.
Yeah, both. Okay. Oh my god, that's actually such a hard question.
Yeah, let's do like the prologue of which is your life, and then the next one, which is music career. So it's two different songs.
Okay, just the title. Oh my god. Putting me on the spot. I think if it was my life, lately I've been thinking about like the current of like the ocean, like and how it pushes back on you. I feel like I've had a lot of pushback. Like everything has been a huge struggle that I've had to like get through so many layers of my life. So I think I would maybe call it like something to do with like the current, or like a push pull or something like that.
Okay. And
I think the same way with my career, like maybe something about like driving or like fighting, because I feel this thing pushing me forward, and no matter how hard it's gotten, like I just feel like I can't give up, even though I feel like I actually should sometimes, because it's so hard, and like financially and family stress and isolation and all this stuff, I'm just still doing it like 14 years later. And some days I'm like, well, how am I still going?
Yeah.
So I would say something about like driving forward, maybe something like that. I don't know. That wasn't like an actual title, but those are the words that came into my head.
I mean, they're pretty cool. So yeah, I'll take that. Okay.
Okay.
And like, like what motivates you? We all have those days that we just want to quit. As we were mentioning before, that those thoughts, they happen. I mean, they come out of nowhere, and it's so interesting because sometimes things might be okay. Nothing bad is happening, but suddenly we start to get this idea that we're not worth it, that we're horrible in what we're doing, that we suck, that we have wasted our time. I can go all night by saying like all this stuff.
Oh my God, so often. Yeah.
But like, my question here is like, what pushes you? Yeah, like what pushes you back into this music journey that you have been creating for so many years now?
That's such a good question. Thank you for saying that, because it's so nice to know that I'm not alone. I know we all have those days and those moments. What pushes me back is, I think, music itself. Like, I'm just so in love with music, like listening to music, I feel like is the reason why I do anything. So to me, it's like on the days where I feel like it's too hard, or maybe I'm not good enough, or blah, 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 I just go back to the thought of there's no way I could live life without making music. So my only choice is to keep going, because if I stopped and I quit, I would never be happy, because I would never be doing the thing that I live for. So it's just this like undying like obsession about music and how it makes me feel. Like I just have to do it, even though literally like on a daily basis I'll be questioning everything. But then I'll hear someone else's song that I love, or like see a music video that inspires me, and I'm like, yep, I gotta keep going. I have to keep doing it. Can't quit now. And then sometimes I look back at everything I've done too, and I'm like, I filmed a music video in Iceland in 2018, and I'm like I literally can't quit. Like, that's crazy. I don't know how I even did that. I just went and did it, and it turned out really well. But I look at that and I'm like, well, too late to turn back now.
Yeah.
So that helps sometimes.
Yeah, I do believe the same thing. I mean, because we all have those. I mean, I have those thoughts every often, but
very often.
As you mentioned, I mean, when you manage to look back and all the things you have done, all the time you have spent. I mean, not only money too, because you will have to spend money every now and then for instrument. I mean, in your case, right, instruments or things like that. So I do think that whenever you have like those thoughts, it's like look how far you. I mean, as you said, like look how far you become. I mean,
yeah.
Like and also I do think that once you start this path of either music or acting or content creator or I mean, I do think that once you take that path, you can't look back. You can't. I mean, I do think that either for actors or musicians, that is like I mean, not like responsibility, but it's like a mission. Like you have now a mission, which is
yes.
Which is sharing your story. On this case, on music, and of course, it's not easy. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all humans. We cry the same. We laugh the same. We do the same, basically. So it's okay to have those thoughts, which I think that sometimes whenever you have those thoughts, you tend to repress them or be like, I can't feel like that. But I mean, it's okay. I ended up discovering that it's okay to feel like that every now and then. Of course, that you need to snap out of it as soon as possible, because otherwise you're going to waste precious time into some thoughts that they're not going to basically take you anywhere, just to make you feel miserable or on something that might be not happening,
Right.
So
yeah, it's hard for all of us choosing this path of like more resistance.
Absolutely.
But we're in it together,
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
that's like the key here to remember why are you doing this, and also I do think that when things started to get harder, then something amazing is gonna happen soon. You know, but you need to.
I love that thought. I love that.
But you
I
need
like
to stick there.
I like to think that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as for personal experience, whenever I will get this thought that I want to quit, and I'm like really close to you to say, you know what, I'm done. You know, this is it. I'm done doing this. I'm tired or whatever. Something happens. Like literally, something happens. Either this actor that I'm a huge fan of say yes, let's do it, or suddenly someone who watched the video will let me know personally and be like, you know what you do, it's super cool. It inspired me to create my own thing. So it's like those little moments that like those small victories, let's say, that at least to me makes me feel like, okay, then I'll continue, you know.
I love that. No, that's what it's about for sure. That's awesome. Yeah. Totally.
And what can I say? I mean, your music career is pretty cool. It's awesome. All of the things that you have that you have accomplished, and I'm super sure that our next conversation is gonna be where I can put my next Grammy in the world because it's full now.
Thank you. That made my day. You know, I hope so. I have some dreams.
That's gonna happen. I'm super sure that's gonna happen because like the fact that you're doing it because you love it, you like it, as easy as it may sound, you know, because you know that typical phrase of do what makes you happy. We all know that it's a pain, and sometimes it can take us years to discover what really makes us happy. And the fact that you found it and you keep doing it, and you managed to continue motivating yourself to continue on this career, which is not easy, as I was saying. I mean, I do think that music, acting, you know, like those career modeling, like art in general, right? They're like very tough careers. Like you need very tough skin, and the fact that you are continuing on it, you are not letting all of those negative thoughts that come every now and then, don't let them like grab you and push you, and you know, and like put you away. You continue to push it further. That's pretty awesome, and I know that takes a lot of courage, and I'm super sure that's people out there who love what you do, and also they supporting what you do, and you know that is I think like the fuel enough for you to continue, and I love it.
Wow, thank you so much. I feel like I needed to hear this because you're right. It has not been easy, and it's honestly more difficult now than it was when I first got here. So totally. It's been a journey, but thank you so much.
Keep doing what you do. It's amazing. I also want to thank those who watch this video. Thanks so much. If you are either listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to go follow Juliette like right now. I mean, the video's over, so go follow her.
Yes.
I mean, let's make her viral. # Team Juliette because she's awesome. Also, check all of her music. It's amazing. I love it. And again, Juliette, thank you so much. Have an incredible weekend. Keep killing it. Keep inspiring. And I'll see you in the next one.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. This was so cool. And I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds like a plan. So